Well, Monday morning, or we like to call it pre-Tuesday. So just a little Monday minutes for everybody, a little bit of a recap what happened over the weekend, which is really interesting. So this is kind of a new platform that we're testing out on Mondays, kind of recap what's going on, just a little bit, tidbit of information to start the week, and introduction and leading into Whiteboard Wednesdays, where I go and actually explain in a little more detail some concepts, because I have a lot of experience broadly across all animal backgrounds, feeding, health, science, test development. And I get a lot of questions, and this is a way of trying to disseminate that information and profess that knowledge. You hear my young dog in the background. It's Bjorn. He's a 7-month-old Rottie, so he smells the food, which is what I'm about to talk about. So he's kind of being a little bit noisy. So, cheers. So last Friday, I posted just a simple picture about why add water. Like, adding water is the simplest dog food hack to make dry food more available to your dog, and so they can process it the highest potential possible for extracting the nutrients out of it and making use of it, and maybe even reducing some bloat and even reducing the amount that you could feed, because they're going to get more calories out of it, so they'll maintain better body weight as you see fit as an owner. And 99.8% of everybody loved it. It got shared a lot. It was great. And then there was a few naysayers, and then it was also shared on a few other nutrition boards that we're a part of. So I do see them, and I do respond correctly and appropriately within my limits, because I am a manufacturer and the developer of a product. So I have some limits over there, so I don't get kicked off. So it blew my mind, the common sense, or the lack of common sense thereof, about it. Got asked about a lot of weird peer review, like no one's going to do a peer review on adding water and making it more digestible. It's so foundational. It's kind of hilarious. So this is what you missed if you didn't see the video, you didn't see the post, or was wondering what was going on about it. So this is my older dog's food. So there's no Origins, there's no turmeric on there, which is what I mainly use for her. No Pumpkin Pro, again, for her, because she's kind of a little sensitive, 5-year-old Mastiff. So I soak this food in hot water, because I make hot water to charge my son's thermos for his lunch. And then I make pour over coffee. And then leftover water, I just add it to the dog's food to soften the base, which is I feed no more than 4 cups of food at any one time ever, because this is almost 3 pounds right here. It's 4 cups of dry food with hot water, and it's been sitting for about 10 minutes, actually a little bit longer than that, because it's really, and you see, there's no liquid coming out of that bowl, but this is heavy. This is a lot for a dog's stomach, if it hydrates properly, right? So you can kind of see, it's kind of crumbling apart a little bit. This stuff is thick, guys, like it's like DQ Dairy Queen, for those who don't know, they turn the blizzards over to show that it's thick, that's the kind of the thing. So this is thick. The dog's body is not going to be able to process this fast and this much. If anything, doing this is going to just simply soften it up to make it more available. That is it. That is the whole point. This isn't about science or heresy or whatever else has been called. I've been called a non-expert, which is hilarious, because I'm one of the few only experts on a lot of these topics that's been applying it for a number of years to help animals globally. So it's hilarious. So it's so soft, guys. Like you could soak this food for over an hour, and it will never do that. It won't never do it. I've already done a video on that, and I'll do some more videos to kind of show you almost how long it takes, because the dog's stomach is going to hang out in the stomach only so long before the body's going to try to process it. So imagine a hard kibble that with at least an hour or more of soaking in acidic water that's been pH to the pH of a dog's stomach and heated to the average body temperature of a dog, which is around 102. It's still not doing that level of breakdown. Because we know this, dogs eat it, they eat too much, they inhale a lot of air, drink a lot of water, overpressurizes, it comes up very quickly within that hour. So imagine knowing, we already know that's what happens and does happen. Imagine starting off with this in your dog's diet. No burping, no gas buildup, or at least drastically reduces any gas buildup for any bloat issues. Imagine this is what you're starting with, a much superior product already. the dog's body is just going to be like, oh, thank you, we get a break. And the enzymes have more access. You know, the acid is going to have more access. It's going to break it down. The enzymes for digestion are going to have more access to it because it's not hanging together still and hiding some of the, you know, surface area. The microbes, the fungi, the yeast in the whole microbiome, it's just going to go nuts. Just like, oh my God, look at this. It's like a buffet. Let's go. Imagine that. So that's the only point. So that's what you missed. Amongst all the vast majority of positive comments and little knowledge drop. For the haters, keep hating. I love it. So it gives me more to talk about. So this is what I'm going to talk about on Wednesday. Is for Whiteboard Wednesday. Is there is an area outside of dog food, outside of the label jockey, the label comparison, you know, heroes out there on the internet. I'm going to talk about another industry. I'm going to talk about the food animal industry and how we actually determine formulation changes, how that impacts the density of the food, and most importantly, how we modify it. That way it doesn't hold together as long as possible. Like, we need it to hold together just long enough to look good, compress good, to get the bulk density of nutrition, but then we want it to fall apart as fast as possible because we don't want the body to not have access to it. So I'm going to talk about the number of tests that I've done, one that I've innovated that shows a comparison to another test that's a lot easier to run. And we're going to talk about it. We're talking about how we formulate this for the beef and dairy industry, also for the poultry and the deer breeding operations, and talk about these little things and how far advanced they really are over the dog food industry. The concepts, the species appropriateness. So we're going to talk about the testing side of it to show the value of why adding food, water, and softening this food at any level, cold water, top water, is going to be the most benefit for your dog. So Nate Dewsbury, Rogue Pet Science. Happy Monday, aka pre-Tuesday, and cheers.